Hello, dear student. So, ion exchange chromatography. Okay, the name itself indicates that the exchange of ion, which we are going to learn in this technique. Okay, and those substances or compounds which are in the ionic form that can be easily separated with the help of this chromatographic technique. Okay, so there are different types of ion exchanger we can use for the separation of the ions. Okay, and this technique is having its own applications in the field of chemistry, biology. Okay, then the different, medicinal chemistry also. This is having very own, its importance. So we'll see that one by one, and these are what the structure you can see on your screen. These are the ion exchangers which we are going to use in the column for the separation of ions. Okay, these are the chain compound. When reacted with the H2SO4, we are getting corresponding acid compounds, and these are the weak base anion resin. Okay, so these are the strong resins. Okay, these are the weak anion resins, and these are the structures. Okay, this is just for the cation and anion exchangers are here. So this is just for the information for you, that how the structures are there, and this is just a small part of a big molecule. Okay, that we can see on our screen. Such a big molecules are there in the column, which we are using for the separation of the ions. Now, what are the ions? We know that there are the cations, there are the anions. So for the cation, there are the two types of cation, strong cation and weak cations, and anions are also weak anions and strong anions. So remember here, for the separation of a weak cation, we need to use strong cation exchangers. Okay, and for weak cations, we can use for a strong cations, we can use a weak cation exchangers. Okay, because there is a need to create a kind of a bonding, and that is ionic bonding would be there. Okay, as like usual column, here is also the binding force will be the ionic kind of attraction between the cations and the anions. If you want to separate the cation, then to the opposite side there would be the anion, and if you want to separate the anion to the opposite side, there would be the cation. Okay, or vice versa. Now we'll see here. This was just a general discussion what we were looking for. Now see the cation exchangers. Okay, so the cation exchangers are the having a labile hydrogen ion that are exchanged with the cations. Okay, so cation exchangers are having labile hydrogen. Labile means that can be easily removed. Okay, and hydrogen ions are obtained from the ionizable acidic functional group, like the sulfonic acid functional group and carboxylic acid functional group. Sulfonic acid functional group permanently ionized, whereas ionization of carboxylic acid group depends upon the pH of the solution. So as the increases with the increase with the increase in the pH of the solution, that is common, very common. Okay, to remove the proton, if we make a more basic medium, so this will definitely get removed. So the resins having a sulfonic group as a functional group called strong cation exchangers resins, and the resins having a carboxylic acid as a functional group are called as a weak cation exchanger resins. Okay, so anion exchanger resins. Similarly here, the quaternary ammonium chloride are the strong anion exchangers, whereas the tertiary and secondary amine salts are the weak anion exchangers. So if you see here, the sulfonic acid is there, strong cation exchanger, and carboxylic acid is a weak cation exchanger. So here it is a anion exchanger. So quaternary ammonium salts are the a strong anion exchanger, and secondary or tertiary anions amines, okay, are the weak anion exchangers. Okay, so the names, general names or commercial names are here: amberlite, ZR, ZR120 is for the strong cation exchanger, and Amberlite IR90 is for the weak cation exchanger. And these are what the Amberlite IRA anion exchanger is. It's a 400 for the strong anion exchanger, and Amberlite IR45 is for the weak anion exchangers. Okay, so these ions exchangers we are using for the separation of the ions from each others. Okay, so what are the properties of ion exchange resins are there that are the common properties required for the polymeric ionic material? So it should be insoluble in water, it should be denser than water, the polymeric structure should be loose and porous, it should be inert in nature so that it does not react with the component present in the solution, it should be able to withstand the hydrostatic pressure. This is ensured with the good degree of cross-linking. It should be able to provide large number of ionic site per unit mass of the material. It should be able to provide large number of ionic sites per unit mass of the material. Large number of ionic sites per unit mass of the material. Okay, so ion exchange equilibria. Okay, what happens here? See, now the cation exchanger is there. General is if this is a metal ion, okay, and this is a strong cation exchanger. So this is get exchanged with the H plus ion, and here H plus is released over here. Now for the carboxylic acid functional group, again this metal ion is get exchanged and hydrogen is released. For anion exchanger, this is a strong anion exchanger. Okay, quaternary ammonium salt OH minus ion is replaced by X minus ion, and here is also weak ion exchanger, secondary or tertiary, secondary or we can say tertiary ammonium salt. The OH minus is replaced by X minus ion, and then the corresponding formation of the salt is there. So equilibrium constant for each can be presented in the form of concentration or the activities of the ions involved. Okay, so these are what the general reaction. Okay, so you should be able to understand over here. It's not much a complicated matter. So in terms of activity, we can by applying law of mass action, we can write here. Equilibrium constant K can be given as activity of activity of RSO3 minus M plus into activity of H plus. The right hand side of this equation, see this equation, right hand side upon the concentration activity of left hand side. Okay, so that we are taking over here, and where the term indicates the activity of respective ionic species in the solution phase and in the solid state. Okay, the expression can be readily converted to one with the concentration term involved. Okay, so here the concentration term is there. So activity, equilibrium constant. So concentration of this species into concentration of H plus ion, and concentration of to the left hand side this species, and the concentration of this. Okay, so this is the activity is expressed in terms of concentration over here. By shifting this to this side, we can write here it is Ks is equal to concentration of H plus ion into concentration of RSO3 minus into M plus ion, the concentration of M plus ion into concentration of RSO3 minus to H plus ion. So this is what that as the activity coefficient in the concentrated solution cannot be determined, the evaluation of equilibrium constant is not possible. So the equilibrium constant is measured in terms of concentration of the species involved, and therefore here Ks is equal to this equation what we get over here. Now what is the mechanism? In short, I can say the mechanism is the same as like a column chromatography, the technique which we are very familiar with. Okay, as like a column chromatography. So whatever ions are now get separated, exchanged, in the column. Now that ions can be removed with the help of ion, which is having a stronger binding force compared to the ions. Okay, in example, if you see here, the if C, in short, if A and B plus are the ions that are exchanged in order of A plus from the followed by the B plus ion in the elution, and C plus ion, which is more preferred than the A and B plus added. So we'll start to displace the A plus and B plus from the resin in the same order as the binding capacity of A plus and B plus. So thus the ion get eluted out of the resin. Okay, and will the one which is least preferred. आता असं समजा इथे की A प्लस आणि B प्लस याच्यामध्ये A प्लस ची बाइंडिंग कॅपॅसिटी जास्त आहे B प्लस पेक्षा, आणि सी प्लस आपण नंतर त्या ठिकाणी कॉलम मध्ये टाकतोय. आता अगोदर असं समजा की हा कॉलम आहे. लेट मी चेक इट आउट. वेअर एम आय? ओके, हिअर इट इज. दिस इज व्हाट द कॉलम. ओके, कन्सिडर कॉलम ॲज अ युअर ब्युरेट. ओके, इन शॉर्ट, जस्ट फॉर अंडरस्टँडिंग. याच्यामध्ये रेझिन फिलअप केलेलं आहे आणि सोल्युशन टाकले. कोणतं सोल्युशन? ज्याच्यामध्ये काय आहे, ए प्लस आणि बी प्लस आहे, याच्यामध्ये टाकले. अगोदर त्याच्यामध्ये काय आहे, कटॅन एक्सचेंज रेझिन आहे. मग हे जे कटॅन आहे ते बाइंड होणार आहे. ए प्लस आणि बी प्लस जे आहे याच्यामध्ये बाइंड होणार आहे. ओके, एच प्लस आयन इज गेट डिस्प्लेस्ड नाव. ह्या ए प्लस आणि बी प्लस ने काय केले, सगळे एच प्लस जे आहे ते डिस्प्लेस केलेले आहेत. ओके, सुरुवातीला आता इथे ऍडसॉर्ब झाला ए प्लस आणि बी प्लस याच्यामध्ये. ओके, आता मला ते सेपरेट करायचे आहे. काय होणार आहे, जर ए प्लस हा स्ट्रॉंगली बाइंड करत असेल कम्पेअर टू बी प्लस, ए प्लस हा स्ट्रॉंगली बाइंड करतोय कम्पेअर टू बी प्लस. ओके, तर काय होणार आहे, जेव्हा मी सी प्लस टाकतोय वरून, हा सी प्लस दोघांना डिस्प्लेस करणार आहे. सी प्लस टाकतोय तो काय होणार आहे, हा पहिला बी ला बाहेर काढेल. पहिला कोणाला बाहेर काढेल, बी ला बाहेर काढेल, बी प्लस ला. ओके, मग हा फ्लास्क मी सेपरेट करतो आणि नंतर कोणाला काढेल, ए प्लस ला बाहेर काढेल. नंतर कोणा दुसरा फ्लास्क लावतो इथे आणि इथे ए प्लस ला तो बाहेर काढेल. आणि आता ह्या सगळ्या ज्या पोझिशन आहेत, ज्या की अगोदर एच प्लसच्या होत्या, ज्यानंतर ए प्लस ने बी प्लस ने घेतल्या, आता त्या सर्व पोझिशन कोण अक्वायर करतोय, दॅट इज विल बी अक्वायर बाय द सी प्लस आयन. अँड नाव यू हॅव टू बीकर्स or two conicals. One is having A plus and other is having B plus ions. Okay, in this way we can separate the ions from each other. Okay, so selectivity coefficient, next term is a selectivity coefficient. See what happens. RH, here A plus replaces the H plus ion and B plus replaces the H plus ion. Okay, जे की आपण column मध्ये बोललो. So for this reaction the equilibrium constant known as a selectivity coefficient. So selectivity coefficient for first reaction, the concentration of this side upon the concentration of this side. Again, for this reaction, concentration of right hand side upon the concentration of left hand side. Okay, and that we have over here. So the separation factor is the ratio of these two terms. So separation factor is defined as a ratio of two selectivity coefficient. That is a selectivity coefficient for ion A upon selectivity coefficient of ion B. Okay, this is what the separation factor. Okay, I think it is very much clear to you. Okay, and over here we are applying the law of mass action. The concentration of right hand side upon concentration of left hand side. So if you are taking concentration of this side, so there should be the multiplication of concentration of these two terms. Okay, there should be the multiplication here, that is shown by dot. Okay, so this is what the multiplication, product of concentration of product upon product of concentration of a reactant, as like law of mass action is there. So separation factor, okay, of a two metal ion A and B is defined as a ratio of two selectivity coefficient. So the separation factor A in a small a, to the base A and B. The case of A, the selectivity coefficient of A upon selectivity coefficient of B. Okay, and then again we can write over here. So what things are getting cancelled over here, you can see Okay, CRA on CRB. Okay, and here it is a CV. Here, now from the expression 38. Okay, the separation factor will be the equilibrium constant for the reaction. Equilibrium constant for the reaction. RB plus A gives RA into B plus. Okay, so the magnitude of the separation factor is measure of the preference of the resin for that ion. The separation factor alpha AB is large, then the ion will be preferred by the resin and will get exchanged first. On the other hand, if the separation factor alpha AB is small, then the reverse will be the preference of the resin. Okay, की त्या ठिकाणी कुठला आयन त्या ठिकाणी रेझिन मध्ये जास्त होल्ड होईल किंवा बाइंड करेल, that depends upon the capacity of that particular ion to bound to the resin. Okay, so what factors are affecting the separation ion, that we are going to learn in the next lecture. And then for this lecture I'm going to stop here. This and this, so we need to go through it. If we divide these two terms, okay, so what happens here, these two terms are getting cancelled. Which one? Here it is, this one and this one. Then this term is getting cancelled. This will go to the numerator and this will come to the denominator. Okay, over here. This is what, whether it is clear or not, here it is. Okay, so there is some mistake from their side to right that comes over here. Okay, this is what I think. Is this okay? So first, is this okay? So this should go to the numerator. Okay, हे जे denominator ला घेतलंय ना, हे numerator ला जायला पाहिजे होतं. ओके, हे वरती पाहिजे होतं आणि हे खाली पाहिजे होतं. ओके, त्या केस मध्ये ज्या टर्म्स आहे त्या कॅन्सल होतात. कुठली? ही आणि ही टर्म, त्याच्यानंतर ही आणि ही टर्म कॅन्सल होते. अँड देन वी आर गेटिंग दिस इक्वेशन. ओके, फ्रॉम दिस वी कॅन write this. Okay, this is what the case is. So here is some mistake from their side, so try to understand this. Okay, व्यवस्थित त्या ठिकाणी लिहायचं आहे. Then you will come to know how this equation comes. Okay, so try to take this in a proper way. Okay, thank you. Remaining the factor affecting that we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.